Hi, my name is Adrain Rutherford, and I'm going to be going over my cooling tower lab project. So in order to start our process in auto mode, we need to have the system enabled and then hit our start process button. Then our pumps will run at the set point frequency we gave them. So because our hot out thermometer probe is below the heat set point, the valve will send water through the bypass. Then once the heat set point value is met, the value will start turning to direct flow to the radiator, and the fans will stage on and off depending on how hot or cool the water is relative to the desired set point. And the process will continue to run like this until the shutdown sequence has started. In order to shut down the process, we will hit the stop process button, which will turn off the water heater but keep the pumps on while directing flow through the radiator and turn the fans on. The fans will follow the same staging process as before, and once the temperature is seen as safe to shut down, then both pumps will stop as well. And in manual mode, you are given the option to start and stop pumps and fans manually, as well as send flow through the bypass or radiator with a click of a button. Alright, for our HMI, we got our security page here. Go ahead and log in. And I'll go ahead and start at our process overview page. So we have a manual start and stop for each of our fans only when we're in manual mode. And here we have our clear fault buttons for our pumps. And then we have an interlock temperature value right here that is adjustable. We can set that. And our start and stop for both of our pumps and our water heater that shows if it's on or off. It's off right now. And we have each of our hot out, hot in, cold out temperatures, and I'll just go ahead and go to the process controls. So we have lights over here saying if the system is enabled, if the process has started, if the process is shutting down, if pump 1 or 2 is on, and which way our valve is directing flow. And we have both of our pump frequencies that we can set, and then we have cold in high, cold in low, our temperature high and lows right here too that can also be changed. And then we have our heat out set point and pressure high set point too. And then we also have frequency displays for both the pumps and our current pressure value also right here too. And we have a manual valve setting that we can change the flow where the valve is putting it to. We have a process start and stop button, a system enabled start and stop button, and our mode select for auto and manual. And then for our trends, we got all of our set points right here of the tags that we want to monitor. And same thing for the historic trend. And our alarms page, we can scroll up and down and acknowledge one or just acknowledge all. And for my project code that I did, this is it right here. So I'm just going to start the safety circuit. So I got my system enabled rung, process OK, stopping process, and shutdown rung. And another rung saying when it's okay to shut down. This is my start and stop sequence pretty much right here. I also got my clear fault buttons down here too. We'll go to cooling. So these are my fan rungs right here, all 4 of these. And then I got my valve at the radiator position on the HMI. And then my pump 2 start, pump 2 stop. I got 2 rungs saying when pump 2 is running, pump 2 is off. And then I got my temperature that my fans will stage at right here. So going to the math, I got all my scaled instructions right here. I got a rung telling where the valve to move when certain buttons are pressed, or what the process calls for. And then I got bits saying where the valve is at. I got my output frequency display right there. This is the starting frequency for the pumps. And then moving the HMI values into the pumps for the frequency display on the HMI. And then this is my difference between my ambient temperature that was started when the process was started, and then it takes the difference between the temperature probe, what the temperature probe is reading to, and then clamping for my high and low alarm set points on the HMI. Now for heating, so this is my water heater rung. It's just telling it when to turn on, and it's interlocked with a whole bunch of stuff. And then I also got a rung here saying when the valve needs to be in bypass. I got a pump 1 start rung, and then moving starting frequencies into pumps when they first start up. Got a pump stop rung, and then overpressure alarm, over temp alarm, and then a loss of flow alarm too. And I also have another couple rungs here saying when the pump is running or when it's off. And then I also just got my code for my stack lights, and then my manual or auto mode right here.